Hello everybody and welcome. I am your humble host, Gavin the Kitty, and today we are playing Mega Man 4 for Game Boy. I think I'm going to let the intro play out one more time, just for good measure. But I am not alone. I am joined by...
Hello everyone, it's me again, Dutchy.
It is Casey Tape. Karmic says, hi, I'm curious about what inspired the title of the stream. You're gonna see it in the gameplay, believe it or not. The gameplay for this one's a little bit dicey. And we're gonna get into what's so divisive about it. It has to do with a bit of the Buster. And in fact, the game is showing off a little bit of it here. So, at a Robot Expo, Dr. Light, amongst others, were showing off their new robots, some of which were Dr. Wily's bots that have been reprogrammed for the purposes of good. However, since some of them had programming code by Wily still in their system, Wily activated an audio cue, which caused 4 of the robots to go absolutely berserk, making people flee the scene. Dr. Light equipped Mega Man out with a brand new, upgraded Super Mega Buster and set him out to stop the bots. Light didn't have a whole lot of time to test everything though, so we're gonna have some side effects due to that. But that is Mega Man 4's story. Let's just jump right in. So Casey, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good.
That's good. I just realized I completely forgot to grab myself a glass of water.
So did I.
Could you grab us both one real fast?
Yeah, I can do that for you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, chat, I will be right back.
So we've got the first introduction to the shop here in this game. Here it uses power chips, just like it did in the last game. More chips, the better it is for us. We also have the mini E-Tank returning from 5. This will be the last time we're going to see something like it. And first, right off the bat, Minakuchi wanted to show what they learned in the last few games, making them. So we have stuff like Toadman, Brightman, Pharaohman, and Ringman. But their sprites shrink and grow as you rotate around the screen. Oh boy. Yeah, I definitely am gonna need that water. Yeah, just fill that glass up. That was my glass from last night, thanks. Okay, so we're just gonna jump right into the first stage, which will be Toadman here. This game is kinda tough. And I mean the latter half doesn't feel quite as balanced. So, just like before, we've got a slide, we've got a jump, we've got a shot, but we've also got the charge shot. Medium isn't going to do anything. The larger charge shots knock you backwards. If you're in the area, they knock you further backwards. We've already got the rain working against us, so it's a bit hard to see, but fully charged shots are now twice as dangerous because, while yes, they are bigger than they were before in Mega Man 4, they are also more deadly. They're also a bit larger than they were in Mega Man 5 by technicality. But they'll pass right through enemies. They'll just keep on trucking. But with that knockback, it makes the platforming a bit harder to maintain. The purpose of this was to put more emphasis on the level design and the power-ups, but I'm sure Casey thinks this is just absolutely... Thank you so much. It's okay, I know it looks like it's cracked, but there's no cracks in it.
Yeah, there is, on the side.
This?
Right here.
Well, yeah, there's a couple of them all around it, just from being dropped around.
That's fair.
Anyways, we got lots of people if you want to head back up. Oh boy. Hello, Chronobird. Today is doing quite well for me. We're playing Mega Man 4 for Game Boy, and we're just getting started. Casey is heading back upstairs to rejoin the stream proper. She was a dear and got me a glass of water. But for now, I'm talking about the gameplay differences of this one, including the knockback, and how that is what inspired the title, the title of the video today. So, for those curious, it has to do with a gameplay and story mechanic. In fact, I think Mega Man 4 for Game Boy is perhaps the hardest, if not second hardest, in the entire Game Boy franchise, Mega Man World franchise. I'm not even talking, like, entire series, because Mega Man and Base wasn't too awfully bad. So there's our first letter. We're gonna have to get 8 letters total for this game. Be wary with all of this stuff. Sadly, I don't have any improvement patches for this one, so somebody should definitely get on that, though, because there's a lot of lag here that could totally be taken away with. Plus, not to mention all of the really cool palette hacks that would be really awesome. But, you know. Here's a waiting puzzle. This is probably my favorite out of my favorite Toadman level design. I honestly think that 4 is okay, but this does it just a little better. I like the challenge on display here. I like the attention to detail. That's something I think I could say. Hello, Skylar. Welcome. I am quite alright. Here's a little hidden secret. Be on the lookout for invisible walls. You'll usually see a power-up blinking in them, so hang to the right wall here. It is safe every time. The knockback with the Buster can lead to some very costly mistakes. However, if you're playing it swell like me, then you'll get to the end. You'll get to the end, no problem. So that's something we haven't really had to talk about before. You've got 4 bosses. 4 from one game and then 4 from the next game in the lineup. So here we have 4 bosses for Mega Man 4. After that, we will fight 4 bosses from Mega Man 5. But just like that, we beat Toadman. How is the chat getting along? How are you guys doing today? Well, I'd assume Casey would be back by now, but she doesn't seem to be. Am I still connected to Discord? And so is she, but she's muted. Hello, Foxino! Foxino says they think they remember this game. Well, this one is a pretty good one to remember, all things considered. Right off the bat, we got Rush Coil. That's going to be super necessary for the next couple bosses. I don't have a whole lot of P-chips, so I'm not worried about going to Dr. Light's lab yet. But we will head off to Brightman. I think this is the one time I'm actually going to get to show off Brightman's whole flash gimmick, because the health bar values are slightly changed here. And I'll get to what that means during the boss fight. But for now, we've got this lovely stage with the gimmick of blackouts. So, if you hit these guys flying overhead, generally they're red, they turn the lights off. And these guys, who are supposed to be green, will light up the place with some fireworks. There's our first mini E-Tank. We're absolutely going to want to pick that up. This stage is going to require Rush all over the place for little secrets like that. They shrunk down the sprites of larger enemies to make them fit here on the Game Boy a little easier, which I think is really cute. But here is the main gimmick. These platforms like to rise and lower. There is a bottomless pit beneath you the entire time. And once the lights come back on, the platforms zip up to space, and we never see them again. Foxman says they're not doing too well. Oh no, I've been sick a few days and I've been Oh, I'm so sorry, bud. I'm alright. I'm doing pretty well. My schedule has been holding me up quite nicely. Here's a foot holder with a suspicious-looking Gutsman face on it. All you gotta do is stand on the platform. Don't worry, it will not push you off unless you're on the very edge of the platform. Ah, sounds like Casey is finally back to unmute herself.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good. Just been missing your questions and comments, especially because we're in Brightman stage.
Oh.
You missed Toadman stage.
No, I guess I did. I'm sorry.
Hi,
Yeah,
February.
I made myself a little wrap.
Oh, you're good, you're good. So,
I had the munchies.
nah, it's fine. I just can't eat a whole lot today. Stomach bug and all. But we beat through Toadman stage. Did you hear what I was talking about the Buster and its changes?
Yes, I did.
What do you think of those changes?
I think it makes for some interesting platforming as long as they don't make it to a certain degree where it can, like, okay, let's say Castlevania hard. That's how.
Well,
like,
the second half of this game definitely ends up taking it a little bit too far in that direction.
oh my gosh. Well, then it could be a detriment.
So, we're gonna definitely be showing that off. February says they end up staying up and crashing at 9 a.m. Don't do that, bud. Do not mess up your sleep schedule because you can think you can stay up that late. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't be Casey.
Here we have this lovely section from the NES game. And here's our next letter. It is the letter E. If anybody wants to take a stab at what we are spelling, go for it.
What was the first letter?
It was B.
Beat.
Right on the money. We've got 8 letters this time to collect, though, so...
Rush? I don't know.
Good guess. You'll see. You'll see what we're spelling. Believe it or not, half of the letters are required.
That's interesting.
Yeah. You gotta get a job when you move, but you gotta get a job before you move. So here's Brightman. This is the only time that we're probably gonna get to show off his little weapon of choice here, because I don't know the number values proper on here. But essentially, when Brightman is at certain levels of health, he will flash the screen, stopping Mega Man. It has to do with Brightman's health, not your own. But if you're smart with your moves, he might just leave you in the corner just a little bit worried for your life.
Let's be real. Brightman hates me.
Absolutely. 100%. But Brightman hates most people.
That's fair.
I mean, he is Brightman after all.
Well, obviously he's not the brightest bulb in the room.
So far, we're moving through this quite well. I don't want to jinx anything, but usually the first half of this game goes without a hitch, and the second half just pummels me to death. So... But so far we got B and E, and we're looping over to Pharaoh Man. What do you think of these rotating sprites for the stage select? I actually think this...
I think it's amazing.
This stage select is probably one of my favorites out of the entire series, just because we get a preview of where they're at, you get the cool rotation of sprites with the nice scaling. That's why when they showed off Mega Man 4 for SNES, I was kind of hoping that it would have had some more fun scaling stuff. For those who don't know, there is a... we have a guest for Beat and Roll this time around. Lovely, lovely. Good guess, but no. But you're half right.
Rock and roll? No, I'm kidding.
No. Wrong half.
I already guessed Rush. I guessed... They guessed Roll. Half right, so Beat is definitely one of them.
Mm-hmm. So, another big thing about this game, though, is just how much lag there's going to be Because this game looks great for a Game Boy game. Especially because it didn't have Super Game Boy support. And it didn't have... and it's still got slightly more content than the NES version of Mega Man 4. Which is just wild to me. Jeru, hello, welcome. So, oh, where is my thought at right now? Sorry for all of the...
Man.
Yeah, that didn't really help.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I'm sorry for all the disjointed commentary today, folks. I am running a little bit on empty today, believe it or not.
Foxino asked, will it be Eddie? I believe Eddie's name in this game is spelled E-D-D-I-E.
Yeah, that's too many letters.
We got Tango, because that's 5.
Well, Tango wasn't introduced till the game after this. We already played it.
That's fair. I forgot. I'm sorry. I have small brain.
Speaking of 5, the DX patch that I played yesterday is now out of date. They are updating it with some much-needed fixes, so that's going to be interesting. Fevry says the skull appears. Oh, boy.
Uh-oh.
I do like the Pharaoh Man mix for this game. I just like how simple they were able to get the melody down to just a few lines. It doesn't really get interrupted by the Buster very much. They essentially were able to save a whole line, a whole sound channel just for sound effects for this game. Which I think is rather nice, because it leaves things to sound a bit easier on the ears.
So, that was my next question. So, are the themes for the stages the same as they were on NES, or are they remixes?
So, this... Okay, yes, we do have a rewind. It is very jarring, though, so... Yes, they are the same, but they are Game Boyified. There are a few unique original tracks for this game, including the title screen, weapon get, shop theme, and the Wily levels. But... okay. Me being a dunce cap and holding down the charge button when I really don't need to. We got our next letter, by the way.
What was it?
It was A.
Beat.
Yep, it's beat. we figured out it's beat, everybody. The bottom text says they never really liked this game, especially the knockback. The knockback with the Buster is an interesting lore implication, especially since it was later, you know, toned down a little bit and had no knockback in 6. Which is technically what makes it so interesting, because 6's Buster shot is the same as this one, except for no knockback. And Fluffy Zenny says, Steam time! Which is technically correct as well. But welcome, both of you. So here we got Pharaoh Man. Pharaoh Man reacts to you charging up your Buster. He also reacts to pretty much everything you do, so... But if you use Flash Stopper, it's like taking flash photography on an ancient. It's gonna stop them in their place.
Culture shock. That's what it is. It's stopping them.
Well, no flash photography, but you know, it works.
That's fair.
I love how I start the stream and I've already got like a weirdly dry mouth. Yeah.
Well, then again, you are sick, so...
I'm a little sick. I don't know what is wrong with me, but... I think I just got a stomach bug. We're gonna hit select and try to check out the shop here. Just like in the Mega Man 5 for Game Boy, you can just hit right and leave if you don't hit A to talk to Dr. Light. I didn't show that off in last time, but
Yeah, you did.
I showed it off beforehand, but I don't think I showed it off in the video.
That's fair.
But here we have the nice rotation wheel. S-tank, mini E-tanks, weapon tanks, E-tanks. Full fill because the second half doesn't allow us to refill our weapons in between stages. And of course, the energy balancer. We need 150 P-chips for this item. So,
I'm just so glad that's a thing.
what, the energy balancer? It is quite
Yes.
nice. Drew says, also imagine naming a Mega Man character Eddie. He's also called Flip Top.
I'm about to turn on the...
Why does it say
video
PC9? Drew, what do you mean? Why does it say PC98 there? Are you talking about in the shop? Bottom right corner.
Yeah, they're talking about your P-chips. So that's
Oh,
the
yeah.
currency.
That is the currency. Instead of bolts, because they hadn't really been described as currency yet, we have power chips instead. So they're essentially the cores of these little robots that are lying around the stages. So essentially, smaller based robots can drop P-chips or power chips. That's how that's what starts their solar core. So any bot that's running on a solar core will drop a P-chip. And with that P-chip, you can make items. Yes, PC98 was a Japanese exclusive machine. I absolutely do know about that. But nope, that is just the amount of P-chips I collected. That was all circumstantial luck. Here in Ringman stage, we have these sliding platforms. Solid ones go to the right, dotted ones go to the left. No, I don't entirely know what they are, but I believe they are light-based platforms. Sort of like the way the rings of Saturn are, where it is like an orbital light that they emit. Not entirely sure, but that's the closest I got.
The one thing it reminds me of is the light bridges from Portal.
That too. We're gonna get that extra life. And then we're just gonna head across here. Charging through here can be a danger. How can dust emit light? Well, that's not exactly what I mean. I'm not entirely sure how these platforms are working. But Saturn has a small bit of light energy produced by its gravitational field. So that's why we can see the rings rather clearly in space.
And plus, on top of that, there's so much of it.
And it's
also,
not... By the way, that's not even the most accurate description that I've given there. It's been a while since I've looked at, you know, the science of space. But, because we could have a completely different explanation for it now. But that's the closest that I have in my head. Anyways, enough of me rambling about science. I actually have to turn the fan on.
Alright, so here you go. So, Saturn's rings are thought to be pieces of comets, asteroids, or shattered moons that broke up before they reached the planet. Torn apart by Saturn's powerful gravity, they are actually made of millions of small chunks of ice and rock coated with other materials such as dust. So the reason why we can see them is because of the reflection of the light going from piece to piece.
Gotcha. It's still a valid explanation. So I wasn't too far off. It's still light bouncing around on the ring off of dust particles. That's really cool.
But it's also because of the ice that also helps throw that light around to make it visible, which
So-
I think is really cool.
So this ring mini boss here is the same as it was on the NES. However, it's got fewer rings to throw at you, which can make for some
And it
easier
lags the
dodging.
game.
It absolutely does lag the game, but there's not really a reason for it to lag the game. In fact, we're gonna see with Mega Man 4, there's lots of places where it lags the game, where 5, when we played the DX patch, didn't lag the game. That has to both do with the added power of the Game Boy Color, but at the same time, there was no reason for it to lag on the original Game Boy either. So,
Jaru asks, don't you think it's because of the sun that we can see them? Or is Saturn too far away?
Saturn's too
So-
far. Saturn is pretty far away. I know that
Actually,
much.
the light of the sun is able to reach Pluto. And
Yeah.
far beyond that. So the reason why we're able to see planets at night is still because of the sun. As we may think it's smaller than it actually is, but the light it emits is pretty insane.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it can blind you.
Anyways, I kind of want to get off the topic of space and
I'm
whatnot.
sorry.
No, you're fine. We went to space last game, and we had a whole bunch of space trivia there, and I don't think I have anything else to add in terms of space trivia.
Do I
Okay.
sound like Space Core? That's probably what I sound like.
No. You're fine. I'm struggling to talk today. Oh boy.
It's okay.
Anyways, enough science. We're playing Mega Man. Exactly. That's how that
Sorry,
works.
chat.
Just use Pharaoh Man's shot there, and Ring Man goes down no problem. These bosses are very kind. To say the least, they are very kind. Dark Mega Man X85, welcome. Welcome. We are playing 4 for Game Boy, and we have Rush Jet, or no, Beat. So, if I tried my best not to die there, because if I died at all, we would not have seen the "You Got Beat" screen, because the game would have considered it already collected in a previous stage. But now we have Dr. Wily's fortress here, and we've got some more lovely cutscenes. Gotta love these Game Boy cutscenes.
You just gotta love Dr. Wily and his eyebrows.
Drew says the moment you're made up of 4 letters. I think they're more so upgrade panels, because Beat here reacts the same as he does in 4 and 5, where he attacks the enemy. Or no, 5 and 6, where he attacks enemies. I believe he can attack bosses here as well, but this will be the last time he's allowed to attack bosses.
So you said Rush Jet and then corrected yourself with Beep. So are the letters that are left just R Jet?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm used to four bosses down. Here's Rush.
That's fair. Also, this is cool.
I know, right? I love this animation set. Like, he's pretty far away, and we're still hitting him. And then we
With a lot
hop,
of force.
and then we hop on top of that and go attack the antennas to hopefully stop the other bosses from being attacked with the radio signals. The only problem here is that this boss is quite obnoxious. So we can only hit it when it opens up that eye there. At which point, it will fire an attack. But you can get out quite a bit of attacks from this thing. This boss is not too hard. It's also our first of the Wily stage bosses. It's kind of like a mid-stage. which is, I believe, the first time they've really done that in this series. Something that really wouldn't be considered again until Mega Man 7 and 8. And I really hope it's considered for the next Mega Man game whenever that comes out. But just like that, easy peasy lemon squeezy. On to the next set. With a stage. So we played through this stage already, or part of it, in Mega Man 10. With a recreation of it. Got the same missiles that are hit, but if they're hit by anything, they just explode. And now we've already come to Wily. Ah, he's taunting us. And we have a new robot attacking us. This is Ballad. We had an introduction to them back in Mega Man 5. However, this is his debut.
That's right. Ballad is one of the Mega Man hunter killers.
Hunter killers.
Yes. I don't know why I went for Hunter.
You have X on the brain.
I do have X on the brain. I mean, do you blame me? X is such a good game. It's such a good franchise.
I think I'm just gonna have to take the death there. Sorry about that, folks.
Yeah, you're right. It is jank. It's okay though. Well, you'll be able to master it with time.
Yeah, 4 for Game Boy is really, really tough, but I do think it's still fair, even with its knockback charge shot and everything else. Dies 5 times in a row in less than 7 seconds. I love that, yes. That's exactly what happens.
Crazy.
Yeah. Absolutely insane over here, right? Well, that's my bad. I used up my E-Tank when I didn't need to for Ringman.
Does Ballad have a weakness?
Buster.
The Buster is his weakness. Okay.
Technically, it's Punk's weapon is his weakness, but we don't have Punk's weapon here in this game. Sans Gaming says, "Hey, what should I do for my live today?" I don't know, this.
Yeah, play Mega Man World 4 for Game Boy.
Have an absolutely struggling time with this game. We're just gonna slide into the door here.
Okay, I see you styling.
Just trying.
Sans Gaming says I have PS4, the Mega Man Legacy Collection.
Yeah.
Play Mega Man DOS, Jaru says.
No, we'll get there when we get there.
No, we don't talk about that one.
Don't worry. I've got an idea of how to cover it.
DOS is scary.
DOS isn't that scary. The scariest part about it is just...
Okay, this boss is like unruly difficult for no reason.
There we go. And we've injured Ballad, but he knows when to run away. He gave Wily enough time to get out of there. And now we have our next 4 bosses, which have been called to the fray. We've got Crystal Man, Napalm Man, Stone Man, and Charge Man. I don't believe we have enough P-chips yet. We'll go ahead and check. Oh, we do! Perfect. And you die from the boss. People are gonna be making fun of me all day for my skills at this game. You guys should have seen 5 for Game Boy. That one was a clean run. I liked the way that one ran. This one, I know it's gonna be a struggle. I knew that Mega Man 4 and 3 for Game Boy were both gonna be a struggle. Once I make it past Inker in the first one, no problem. 2 is easy, and the NES games aren't even a struggle for me anymore, but this absolutely is. Without a doubt. But now that we have the energy balancer, we're going to get back out there. And hopefully not die. So our first boss up is going to be Stone Man, because I find him rather simple in pattern. No other reason. For those who've stuck around the channel for a long time may remember an old playthrough of this game that I did on the channel. It took me nearly 5 hours of recording. I don't expect it to take me that long.
Didn't you say one of them took you 8 hours?
5 for Gameboy. I recorded them both in the same day.
Ooh.
It was a rough day. Here we have a nice remix of Stone Man stage, and the Mini-Mets return. Looks like we're getting a lot of chat. If you could read that out real fast for me.
Yep.
Oh, here's
Take a moon.
Oh, hang on real fast. This mini-boss has been changed. Now we actually have 4 lines of platform blocks to break. Instead of just the one. Alright, go for it.
Okay.
Sorry.
Take a moon tart. It'll help your gaming by 150%, according to Sans Gaming. It's a reference to a game.
Okay, yeah. No. I'm pretty sure just drinking water and living a fairly mundane lifestyle will help a lot more.
Dang. Okay, that was a really scary rewind.
Yeah, no, this whole thing here is an absolute miracle if you can make it through. The platforms there, when they shake, their hitbox is actually moving, and when they drop, Mega Man cannot jump, so you have to time your jumps with that, because it slightly lags the game a little bit. So eating inputs all over the place they're going to happen, and I can't stop them. We're going to use Brightman's weapon here and hope for the best. Casey, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything from the chat today?
Nope. There's nothing in chat yet. Oh my gosh, that is horrifying.
What, the bosses or the moon pie thing?
The boss's ears and muzzle. They're separate sprites, so when you pause, you kind of get this nightmarish thing staring you in the face.
There we go. That's difficult. Water and ramen, apparently, is going on in the chat.
Yeah. 2 great things in this world.
So up there is another path, but I cannot take it because we don't have the specific item that we need. So for now, we're going to take the bottom path. We are going to have to do return trips because of the letters in each stage.
Zenny has appeared in chat, and they say cats are pretty great too.
Well, thank you. What?
Are you okay? Did your controller just... Ow.
Yeah, my controller just died.
How?
I don't know.
Which controller are you using?
I was using the one that, well...
The Ruby one? Or no, wait, that one is a pure Genesis controller.
I'm now turning on the... I'm using the other Genesis controller that was plugged in. I can't.
Jaru, this does not happen very often. It's like a very rare occurrence for Gavin Dragon, trust me.
There we go. Controller's on. Yeah, my controller doesn't normally die. Usually I'm way more equipped and set. However, Truman's been using the controller recently, and... So... you know, dead controllers. I'm gonna take the death on that. There's... Yeah. I'll take the setback, that's fine. Anyways, back to, reading out the... If you want to read the chat out real fast, because I really have... I don't know what to talk about after that.
I'm sorry. Alright, let me get to it. The bottom text says, I absolutely hate that flashing every time you start a new use of Brightman's weapon.
So, I'll try to minimize my use of that weapon, then. Yeah?
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it. The bottom text says that you're cool. You can use the weapon.
Okay. I just don't want to make my viewers feel uncomfortable over, you know, flashing on screen. Oh! What was... hello?
Someone being,
Rather...
Being, like, yeah.
Rather rude. Let me take a looky here. Golden Queen, we're not going to do that. However, welcome to the stream. I'm going to presume that is unviewable by everybody.
Yeah, it is, because I deleted it.
I know, but I'm taking a peek-see. I'm taking a look-see, because I'm curious. I'm sorry for all the technical difficulties in the stopping today. I do not know what's going on today.
Fluffy Zenny says, blinding lights always make a weapon feel more powerful, unless you're sensitive to it, of course. That's true. It's like the, lightning...
No, it's still too powerful. It's just too powerful for everybody to handle.
Oh, dang. In Mega Man 5, the furthest I've ever gotten was Proto Man Stage 1. According to Jaru.
Ah, well. Luckily, we did a full run of 5 and 6, and I think that our runs of those went really, really nicely.
I've never gotten that far because I haven't played them.
Alright, through here's a secret path. We're just gonna steal this, go through here.
I'm just a sucker for awesome weaponry, says Fluffy Zenny.
Of course. Okay, so that was... Yeah, nope, not worth it. That's a puzzle for an extra life. Generally, that could be worth it. But nah, I'm good. We've got a shop. It can be easier to go to the shop and get more extra lives that way. Here's our first letter. It's an L. Yeah, it's a little tricky trick there. Don't like that. But, yeah.
Plus ratio, says Jaru.
Oh, boy.
Not L plus ratio. Yeah, we get it.
Just ratio.
Gavin took the L, says Puppy Dog.
I generally do take the L.
That's kind of crazy.
Darkspire says they love Mega Man games. Well, welcome to the channel. I love Mega Man games as well. We've been playing through the entire series as a companion piece to my ultimate guide to Mega Man. So, welcome, welcome, everybody.
Jaru says they also love Mega Man games.
Well, I figured that because you joined during it. Are you funny yet? Absolutely, Puppy Dog.
You are. You have been. You've been cracking some pretty good jokes.
Everybody's been doing some pretty good comedy today. It's been great.
But yes, hello chat. How's everyone in chat doing?
Alright, so we got Power Stone. No, not the Capcom fighter. And now we're gonna go after Charge Man.
That was a good one. I like that one.
I figured you would.
So, L is the third letter in the word. What could it be?
Da-da-da. Here we got the train Mets again. And we've got the same train gimmick as before, but now we have a fast-moving background up there because the train is already taken off. We're on a moving train, and it's going quick. This is so awesome. I like trains, so, like, this is cool. Like, this is just neat. Stone weapon. We're not... Okay, the bottom text is stone weapon. We're not playing the Game Gear game yet. I know what you're
Not
referencing. No, not yet. We're playing that on the same day we play the DOS games. Not
You
even.
got stone weapon.
And that's gonna be the funniest thing to showcase because I know a couple tricks for that game that not everybody's gonna know.
Everyone's typing in chat. Puppy Dog. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. They said they can't go outside. They
Aw.
want to go outside, but because it's too cold.
I feel that.
I hope it warms up soon, buddy.
Hopefully it should.
Jaru says also like trains, but I haven't been on one of them in a while.
Yeah,
Same.
the last time I went on an actual train ride, I would think I was 17. I went with my grandfather and my mom. I was not having a good day that day, but train ride made it better. I actually really enjoyed it.
I've only been on a metro train line, but I've never been on like a steam engine, which I've always wanted to do.
On my 11th birthday, we ended up going to a small restaurant in a train car.
Lucky.
Best hot dog I've ever had. The Ringman's weapon here can grab items through blocks, just like the Mega Arm did. So if you see an item that you just can't get to because of 2 blocks or 3 blocks, try out your weapons because they have more uses in this than they did in Mega Man 4.
Dang.
So Mega Man has actually...
Gavin's roasting Mega Man 4.
Well, I'm just saying, Mega Man has mastered the Mega Man 4 weapons, which is really cool to me. He's managed to find new purposes for Ringman's ring weapon. And now, if you've got a keen eye, you might notice an opening over here on the left. Hidden path with an E-Tank.
Did you read my comment? Yeah, I was going to. I was waiting for Gavin, so I...
You got the go-ahead,
I
don't
want to
worry.
interrupt him.
You've got
I'm
the
sorry,
go-ahead.
I don't like
Go for it.
interrupting you. Sonic Frontiers is so easy. Like, I beat the whole game on hard mode. We also did. Well, more specifically, Gavin did. I haven't played Sonic Frontiers yet. I know, I'm pretty bad for not playing Sonic Frontiers, chat.
She's been watching me hype that game though, like every single time that I play it.
It was actually my first stream, I believe. The first time I
Yes.
appeared on your streams.
Because I had to make a thumbnail image until I realized that it was confusing people having new people on the thumbnail every week. So I had
and then
to.
all of a sudden,
I'm sad because I loved using all of those, and I loved every single one. Because I even did one for other YouTubers who joined in, so like Spectre and stuff. Such a shame.
I killed the multi people on the thumbnail chat.
Actually, Spectre did, believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah, Spectre did. When he stole my thumbnail, I was not happy, so... Still not too amused by it. Alright,
Anyways, this is Charge Man.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Sans says, okay, bye. Alright, well, bud. You could have stuck around, but alright. Alright, with Charge Man here, you want to kind of sort of just stand a couple feet away and try to hit him before he does that light pattern. The Stone Man's weapon is, of course, a fairly difficult calculation for most early hardware. So you get a lot of lag when you use it, so be careful when you use it.
Gyro says, I remember when I used to go to McDonald's after looking around a certain place in London for a while.
Ooh.
Puppy Dog says, also sorry I didn't come sooner. OneDrive tried uploading everything and whatnot, and it couldn't. And when I stopped it, it deleted all of my shortcuts on my desktop, so I was fixing that.
No, you're good.
OneDrive is annoying. That's the reason why I never enable it, because it tries to back up everything.
Fluffy then he says lag weapon. So second letter was Y.
But where does it fall in the word, is the question.
I guess you'll have to see when I go use the menu. Drew says, with Charge Man and Mega Man 5, they always use the Buster instead of Power Stone. I love using Power Stone anywhere I get a chance to, because that, I hesitate to call him friend, but colleague, a colleague of mine known as, Gemini Laser, aka Flashman85, aka Nathaniel Hoover, he does that a lot, so I want to do it. He does it every time he has an opening for his videos, so I wanted to do it. He did, what?
My bad. No, continue.
So he does a lot of trick videos, and he did one for Mega Man 5. 1 through 6 he did, and it was so cool watching him play through the games, using all the weapons, and then finding fun moments, silly sound effects, and all sorts of stuff. I learned a lot through watching that. Taught me how to play the games even better than I already was, because, like, beforehand I was just using the Buster most of the time. And I still do, in most cases, but this is the most deadly stage in this game. I think this stage is evil.
But it's so pretty.
It is very pretty. If you would like to read out chat real fast.
Yep. Let's see here. I only have OneDrive because I need to download my Xbox clips to download them. Wow. Yeah, that's the one thing I really hate about Xbox sometimes. Fluffy said they thought you said Crystal. I can't say that at first when you said Crystal Man.
No.
Because they zoned out.
No, Crystal Man. He's the boss for this stage.
He creates synthetic crystals that Wily used to, I believe, he sold them?
He sold them as real diamonds and got rich off of it.
So my theory was correct. I was gonna ask you, does it spell Wily?
Well, I mean, there is a W.
Chat, everyone put Wily.
Casey thinks she's got the right answer. Looks like
it's not Wily, it's Wooly.
Looks like we've got some questions in chat as well.
Synthetic crystals Wily was selling. Yeah, so It's because okay, so it's like a form of glass. If
Yes.
I'm correct.
Yes, we
But
actually have the technology to do this IRL, so this does exist. But it's
yeah,
a
so
synthetic crystal that is easily reproducible, very similar to a real diamond in nearly every way, and it can be sold for fairly high values, despite it being made in a lab.
and on the go because of Crystal Man.
Mm-hmm. So we can't move Rush Jet up and down. That is going to be very important later.
I dislike this.
Yeah. This Rush Jet is by far the worst.
He broken.
He's broken in the other direction. Mega Man...
Why did you bake him?
I don't know. I didn't do it. I swear. Looks like we have some more questions in chat, if you could read them out real fast.
Dr. Wiwi, that's a good question.
No. Have you tried X3? Question mark. Yes, I have. I actually really like X3, specifically the PlayStation version, but I do enjoy the SNES version as well.
The Legacy Collection for it is really good.
It's alright. We've got...
Let's rock and roll this game, says Wolfgang.
Yes, welcome Wolfgang. We absolutely will be trying to rock and roll this game. But welcome to the channel. We're just vibing playing some 4.
Fluffy Sunny says, I love the factory levels that break every OSHA regulation known to man.
I don't believe this is meant to be a factory. I believe this is a mine. Because Crystal Man does eventually end up finding ways to make real crystals and diamonds using cave mine systems. So, he's more than just synthetic crystal. He can also tell real from fake. And read hazards in caves long before a human or a detector could notice it.
Zenny says, I mean, mines follow safety regulations too. I'm gonna be real. There's a... Did you just shoot that platform?
Yes, that platform can be shot to move it forward and along, but I've got Rush Jet, so I don't care.
You were like, no, back off.
This part of the level is incredibly annoying.
I can see why.
Yeah, those platforms jutting up and down are very oddly programmed. And here's another section with the same exact gimmick. If you could keep reading out chat, looks like we got a lot of talk today.
Alright. Dark Mega Man. All Sniper Joes with y'all like. I don't know how to interpret that as well.
I have no idea.
I'm trying to understand how they're interpreting it. Hold on, let me see here. All Sniper Joes with y'all like. I think what they're trying to go for is just like every Sniper Joe that comes our way is just like that. I don't know. That's the best way I can interpret it. Puppy Dog says I'm a boop the other person talking.
That's
no,
Casey.
don't do it to me.
Okay. And then we have Nightshade saying they want to play every Mega Man game. It's always been their dream. Well, welcome Nightshade. I am Gavin Kitty, and I've played through pretty much every single Mega Man game there is in existence, and I've made a guide for people like you who want to know more about this series or just play every game. It's called The Ultimate Guide to Mega Man. I put it out on Mega Man's birthday, December 17th last year, and then I put out part 2 just a couple months ago, covering every game in the Classic through Legends and every Battle Network game and Star Force title. So go check that out whenever you after the stream's over, because It is a good watch, I promise. Definitely worthy of the 12-hour mark, especially for people who come back and watch it every now and again. You can get my personal recommendations because I've played every single one of these, and these streams right now are kind of the companion piece to that. So, what are we supposed to do here? And there's our gimmick.
My gosh.
There.
Volcanic Man.
Yep. This is Napalm Man's level. It's here to show us that we've got some more uses for certain weapons, like Toadman's weapon. And it's Proto Man. Be careful in this stage. This stage is, I think, the second deadliest level in this entire game, with all of its hazards. Crystal Man's a very close first to second with this, so stay on. Keep your eyes peeled for items anywhere you can find them. Especially with this game, because this game likes to do stuff like this. See the spikes on the front of those? That is instant death. We fall on it, it causes problems. There is no platform underneath there, so you kind of got to be careful. Here we have a lovely remix of Napalm Man's theme, but it is not my favorite. I actually prefer... There is a jazz rendition of Napalm Man stage, which has a lovely tune to it, and it's even got lyrics, and that is my favorite version of the Napalm Man track. I believe it was done by Rockmanholic, I think? Or they're technically known as Soundholic, but they put out an album called Rockmanholic for the 25th anniversary. Could be mistaken. Chief Pepperjack says they wish me the best of luck. Well, thank you so much. I hope you're enjoying watching this so far. Speaking of, we're about an hour in. I should probably do my shill out, at least, you know, once, since we're a majority of the way through the game. If you guys are enjoying this, like and subscribe. It helps us out with the channel. I know you hear it from everybody, but, you know, helps out. Was Napalm Man built for the Vietnam War, says the bottom text. No, he was not. Napalm Man was built for forest irrigation through controlled napalm explosions.
Seems we have a new person in chat. Chef Pepperjack, they say they wish you the best of luck.
Did you not just hear me read that out?
No, I'm... Chat, everyone, just start laughing at me.
She did the funny.
I did the funny. I'm pretty slow. Oh, are you sure it's not Wily?
What's that spell, folks?
Wowie.
Wowie. Dr. Fawawi. Anyways, me being a goofball aside, it does, in fact, spell out Beat Wily.
Beat and Wily are one and the same. Who would have known?
Who would have guessed? Here we've got the destructible platforms from the beginning of the stage. Except now, they're speeding up. That can be a little tense. You just go across there.
The bottom text says, people say Napalm Man stage in Mega Man 5 looks too much like something from the Vietnam War.
It's the tunnels, yes, and we mentioned it in our playthrough of 5, believe it or not. That's actually why Mega Man 5 was banned in Vietnam, which is something they aimed to remove with 4 for Game Boy. They were told they could not use the same level themes for some of the stages, especially the ones in 5. They had to change them up to make them different. Especially in Napalm Man, they wanted to stay away from that touchier subject. So yes, but you are 100% right. The Dreamcatcher? No, you're just in time. Welcome, welcome. But here is Napalm Man. We're gonna do our best to not get hit. And just like that, he hopped on a marble and fell.
Wow. Talk about that rebound.
Somebody needs to draw a Napalm Man, like, slipping on marbles.
Alright, give me a second.
Puppy Dog's booping me for some reason. Zenny is saying, got him on the ricochet. The bottom text says, I can't wait for Mega Man Goes to Germany. No.
No.
No, I'm not reading out the rest of that comment. In fact, that's one, believe it or not, where I will remove the comment.
Give me a second, I got it.
I already got it. Already got it. Nothing against you or that comment, Zenny, the bottom text, but I'd like to stay clear of that. Cool?
Yeah, most definitely.
Cool. You're good. Thank you so much, either way. I just prefer to stay away from that talking point. Chompy Mage says they're cheering. Sweet, cool. Lovely to have you. What were you gonna ask?
Me?
Yeah, you. You said so.
Okay, so you said, you want Napalm Man slipping on a marble, right?
Yeah, I think that'd be really funny.
Alright, so I'm gonna draw Napalm Man slipping on a crystal marble, and Crystal Man just laughing. So I'm gonna pull up roughs for them, but I will be monitoring chat, so...
Perfect, perfect. Foxman says, who knew Napalm Man was so clumsy? Marbles could defeat him. We're gonna get some weapon tanks here. Weapon tanks are gonna be very, very important heading into the end game area.
Napalm Man is really scary. I'm gonna be real, chat.
He is pretty scary, honestly.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
He's on the box art for this game, believe it or not. In America, he's on the box art. And
really?
I think it's also in Europe as well, but I could be wrong there. I used the Japanese box art for that, but here's why we needed all 4 of the Wily letters, because they open the gate that allows Mega Man to go fight Ballad.
It's misspelled.
What, Wily?
Yeah.
Oh, because it's not Wowie?
Yeah. That's a good question.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't understand the joke until I watched that video by Terminal Montage where he does X, and X finds the weapon capsule.
It's technically for Mega Man 8, but yeah. The voice acting choices in that game are a little dicey. Dr. I don't know how to say that. Knurtcase says, hooray, this game is awesome. Also, Xavier will be joining. Okay, cool. Wily was the other word? Mind blown. Okay. Ballad here has whipped out his full weapon and transformed into his final form here, with his shades and his fin on his head arching upward like a beetle. He is based on a Kamen Rider, believe it or not. In terms of design, that is what Ballad is based on. Why is he wearing shades? Because his explosions are quite bright. And they can overload his optical sensors, which are his eyes, for, robot speak for eyes. Essentially, the blinding light can flash the screen and it'll fry the sensors. Is he trying to be Proto Man? No. Good guess. But now we have his weapon. The Ballad Cracker. It's a really good weapon. I like using it, especially in Mega Man 10. And
that's kind of interesting. Why is Ballad spelled with an E?
Not entirely sure. So here's the area where we actually have to be very careful with what we shoot. This is where we get the this is where we get the stage that he had in Mega Man 10. So he's dangerous to himself. Yes, he is. Absolutely. I think, yeah. Sorry. And now I'm just struggling to get through this.
Who would have thought that wearing shades makes you cool and powerful?
Who could have thought?
This is gonna be really funny because okay, so chat, I've never drawn a Robot Master, so this will actually be the first time I've done this.
I've drawn Robot Masters all the time. It ain't special when I draw a Robot Master anymore. It just is.
I love how it gave me the EXE version instead of the original.
I mean, that is a good design for him.
It is.
So with the platform coming out from beneath us, this has become a very tense situation very quickly. Luckily, we can just slide through the top there, and we're out to solid ground. Also, where are Mega Man shades? I have no idea. He's kind of geared for battle already, so optical sensors probably don't need to be covered. Chronobird says, who would have thought wearing shades makes you cool and powerful? Xavier says, hi. Oh, I see. That's quite alright, Xavier. I just do not wish for them to, start anything with the... make the stream about them. Sorta, kinda, so.
She Casey?
She Casey. What? Casey Tape. What was the name of the other person? Can't remember. She Casey. Casey Tape. Casey.
Yeah, yeah.
They're one of my roommates. I live with them and help them out with adulting stuff, mostly. Time for the pirate ship. Yep, the spaceship. So here's the first time we're modifying Rush for space travel. But now, we've got to also make sure to equip ourselves with stuff. First up, we're going to... Oh, I can't even do that. Alright. One weapon tank it is. Alright, with that, we spent all the P-chips, and now it's out for Wily. I'm not really happy with how equipped we are. We could be much better off in terms of design here. And now we're heading out. But yeah, they're shooting missiles at us the entire time. And they deal the same amount of damage that they do on the NES, so you kind of want to stay away from them because you've still got half health because you're on a Game Boy. Also, new Met, who really isn't much of a threat.
Met variant, is it?
It's a mini-boss.
Oh my lord.
And you can just stand right there and he takes it like a champ.
That poor Met. He had a family.
It's okay. We're going after them next.
Oh my gosh.
Hey look, they fired missiles at me. How threatening. We've got another variant of the Joe in a little space capsule.
Let's see here. There's some more things in chat. Time for the pirate ship. Fluffy says that I'm awesome. Thank you. Puppy Dog says, Casey, okay, you should draw a Mega Man... Wait, a Mama Gen next to X3?
I think
Okay.
I think it's... Oh, I think they're saying a proto-gen?
No, it's a mama gen. I know what that is. It's a...
Female proto-gen, I'm assuming?
It's... Yeah, we could put it like that.
I'm assuming
let's see here.
I'm assuming it's something that goes against certain community guidelines. But
Not exactly. Not really, but...
Adam Vincent says Reese's Puffs.
Reese's Puffs?
I say Reese's Puffs.
Oh, that's a funny joke. Chronobird says the Mets are too many for a boss.
Tell that to Mega Man 4.
Isn't that where the giant Met thing is?
We're gonna see a giant Met in Mega Man 4 and then another one in Mega Man 3. Oh, come on.
Actually having a bit of a field day drawing Napalm Man. It's actually really fun.
Alright, so that boss uses the special weapon of all of the bosses against you, and attacks with this little stabby hand that does a lot of damage. But once you beat them, you're in the ship, but they don't refill your health, so use your E-tanks. Be careful, though. This is where the game kind of sort of falls apart for me in difficulty-wise. Grab a mini E-tank and a regular E-tank there. So, no harm, no foul. We'll knock out that Joe, hoping for health or weapon energy. Ooh, weapon energy. Perfect. Get rid of that tiger. Alright. This is the part of the game where it goes from kind of fair to not really. So Rush will spawn wherever you're standing. So, if you need to spawn him in the air, you have to jump and shoot. But he doesn't spawn in where Mega Man's at, so you have to be precise with your jumps. And we're going to see why that's such a bad thing in just a bit. Hang on, I think that block? Okay, nope, not that block. Wait, we'll try Napalm Man's weapon too. Nope, okay. That's all I needed to know. Now we have this big guy. Hello, X0XL. I need to rewind. Here's the other part of Ballad stage that we saw in Mega Man 10.
Hello? Where? It says, Zenny.
It's because X0XL says Halo there. But I think he means hello.
Yeah, Zenny really likes Halo.
Maybe someday. Maybe when Halo decides it wants to be cool and becomes a 2D platformer.
Oh my gosh, no, stop it. Stop it. You're angering the chat.
I'm not angering the chat.
Right.
I doubt I'm angering the chat. I just like platformers a lot. So, for this mini-boss, we just want to avoid the bouncing eyes. Shoot the real one. Stay out of danger's way. And like that, there's the first boss. I know that looked like a really weird cut, but that's just the room going back to normal. we saw the same effect in Crystal Man stage, so... Not a splice, just really weirdly programmed. And we're on to the next Wily part of Wily stage. I know that sounds weird, like, what? We're on the next part of the stage? To fit more game in, instead of having transitions every time, they just spliced each part of the stage as something new. Bubby's Name said might be cool. Yeah, I don't know. Never been a huge Halo fan. Doesn't mean I hate the series, because I mean I get a little bit of enjoyment out of it, but my enjoyment kind of stops after, you know, my friends kind of sort of stopped playing, which was
Never really played Halo.
Well, they had the Xbox, and they liked to play it, and it was cool, but I just...
Yeah, but that's a fan game, Zero. We're talking official.
I'm talking official. But, you know, fan games are cool, too.
Give me my Super Master Chief brothers.
Alright. So we did actually miss something in the stage. My bad. I didn't think to try charge kick. But that'll destroy those blocks as well. I guess all the more reason for you guys to check out the game. We'll use Rush Jet here. We're gonna need to refill him in a bit. Our next boss is the same as the last, with a completely different room and a completely different pattern. So now he switches the placement of the eye. Then the room changes position. What? This is why I wanted to use RetroArch.
But RetroArch was being mean to Gavin, so we couldn't use it, chat.
Okay.
So what ended up happening? Did the game... Is that Mega Man?
Yep.
Did the game crash?
Yep.
Oh no.
Remember how I said, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Well... let's restart this stage. And I dropped the mouse. That's alright. B1, B. You know what? Why am I doing it like this when I could just find a pass? How's the chat holding up? Because I don't want to make them sit.
You're fine.
I don't want to make them sit through this.
Let's see here. Glitchy Mega Man sprite, the game crashed. Like the one in Sonic 2. To a degree. Fluffy's any Mega Man looks like spare parts. Oh no. Seems like someone put a curse on you today.
Mm-hmm. They really did.
Maybe. Don't worry, chat. We're gonna get everything working in a jiffy. While Gavin's figuring that out, I'll be reading chat.
Oh my god, I can't believe that. I am so sorry, chat.
Well, it wasn't controlled and it wasn't like you did it, so...
I mean, I kinda sorta did. Sadly.
That's... yeah.
Because technically...
There's 3 of them.
Okay, then Eddie here. 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 And then Rush. Okay! Okay. Better game? It better be better. Because, like, oh my god. If it throws another fit like that... Oh, thank you guys so much for watching and supporting so far. I'm sorry that so far it's just been... you know, redoing parts of stages, but hey, we're here, we're back, we're ready. We're gameplay.
Yeah.
What mistakes?
Chrono Bird says, it's okay, technical difficulties can happen to anyone. That is true.
Zenny says, well, how is everyone? I'm doing alright, now that we're back. Can we just pretend that that didn't happen?
What happened?
Exactly, thank you. Lovely Zenny says more Gavin and Casey. I'm not complaining. All right. Well, I'm glad everybody seems to still be in high spirits. I'm sorry about that just falling apart there, but I've never had that happen before, by the way.
Yeah, I was about to say, I've actually watched a couple of your streams and I've actually put them off to the side while I'm drawing. And I've never seen you crash a game before, so...
Yeah, no, I have never crashed a game before like that. Not like...
So what was it?
So the rewind feature of... the way it works is it makes a pseudo save state. And that's what broke it.
Oof. Yeah, I know of some games that break with save states.
That is an incredibly uncommon thing to happen, especially in this game.
Yeah, I'm so sorry to hear that, or to see that happen to you, Gav.
Sorry for the skill issue, right? Cool.
It's not a skill issue.
It's a skill issue, anyways.
It's not a skill issue. Gosh. My name's Najira.
My name is... Can we make that? Are we allowed to make that joke?
Yeah, we are.
I know Majira, but like, I don't know him that well. I don't
Okay,
know
I
him well
asked
enough.
Kyle myself if I'm allowed to make that joke. He says I'm allowed to.
You did?
So,
Okay.
yeah, I have connections to Kyle. I don't know how, but I do.
Well, it makes sense. You're you. Yeah, sure.
We're talking about for anyone in chat who doesn't know who we're talking about. We're talking about a poppy fur in the furry fandom that
A popular guy known as Majura Strawberry. It happened again.
What?
You heard me.
How?
Yeah,
Wait. Oh, it frozen plate. Mega Man's arm is gone.
Yep.
Jeez. Okay, so what did you rewind?
I did, because I didn't want to have to take a game over a death and retry that, but
Okay, so
we're
rewinds
just
are dangerous.
okay.
What you're gonna do is input the password and then save state.
Oh boy, yeah, nope. This is not something that I thought was gonna have happen. Listen, chat, nobody plans for just mistake after mistake to happen.
That's very true. Oh, looks like Akil's in chat.
Okay.
They say, hey, long time no see. Birthday's coming up, April the 8th. Well, happy early birthday.
Happy
to you, Akil.
Happy early birthday to you. I am struggling to get through Mega Man 4 for Game Boy. You know what's bad?
What?
I knew that 4 for Game Boy was gonna throw a fit. I didn't know that it was just gonna be like, oh yeah, and now we're crashing.
So who's more solid with their save states? Chat. Mega Man World 4 or Casey Tape?
It's probably Casey Tape. These things like to suck the player towards them, so they kind of mess with gravity. Gravity wells. Fun. Of course, I'm getting all the messages now that I turned my phone back on. It was dead this morning. I didn't plug it in last night.
Chronobird says it wants you to suffer one way or another.
Listen, yes, don't
That's
worry.
why.
We're going to suffer. There's a Mega Man game that wants you to suffer more than this one.
Being?
We'll get to it next week.
Oh no.
We'll get to it next week. Because next week is Mega Man 3 for Game Boy. Which absolutely is. There you go. I save stated. I have to catch up my little preview window here. Once again, sorry for all the technical difficulties. I am not trying to make this happen. Speaking of positive notes, it looks like my interview with Flashman today will go off without a hit. Without a hitch.
Meaning? I'm sorry. I heard what you said, but for some reason my brain has never heard someone say it like that, so it just decided to...
It will go...
You're not gonna understand.
It will go lovely. That, there you go. There it is put in a little bit simpler terms.
Yay! Simple English for Casey.
Simple English for uh, can't think of
preschooler Casey.
Angel Dutch Angel Jurgen.
Jurgen?
Jurgen.
Oh.
I'll take the death. I will happily take the death so long as it doesn't crash.
I will put it in words your feeble Dutchy mind can comprehend. You a city bean.
I feel like I do that a lot for a lot of different people.
I'd say so, yeah.
I'm rather good at it, like just being like, okay, now here's how we're gonna dumb this down.
I mean, you can ask Gavin. I'm pretty well spoken.
She is. She's better at grammar and English than me, so.
Crash the Bandicoot? Where? No, we're not talking about Cash Manuka.
Okay.
By the way, the Napalm Man drawing is coming along swimmingly.
Great, because I am about done with this section. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not so sure this is gonna go well. By the way, chat, no, this is not my first time playing this game. That is just how hard it is.
I want to doodle later too. Got any ideas, Casey? Not at the moment.
I do.
I do. Okay. Go for it.
Draw Presto the Bunny, slamming his hands on the table, demanding more potato chips.
No, that's me.
Alright. And now we're gonna hope that this goes okay.
You gotta find the energy, Mega Man.
Oh my gosh. I still prefer Dr. Light's voice in pretty much any other context.
Who, the bunny? The cutie at the bottom of the screen with the green heart in their eye? Yes, that is Presto.
Yes, I believe I have the updated ref sheet in the fan art section of the Discord as well. But I could send it to you if you want. Could be funny.
I can actually do that for you right now.
If you could, that would be great.
Yeah, I'm actually on Discord right now, so...
If you could just
yeah,
check first and then... Yeah, no, I love seeing what people do with my Sonus, so... For me, personally, when it comes to art and design, I love letting people just run wild with their imagination when it comes to my characters. There's very few things that I will be like, no, that I will tell an artist no to for any of my characters, because I feel like stifling that creativity is just not good. There's enough of that in the world already. Thank you for eating the slide input, game. Just fantastic.
I still love the drawing or the picture that I sent you of the bunny with the gun, and you just drew it over it with Presto.
What kind of potato chip? I You know what? I'm a dingus. Make it Doritos 3D. Why not? It's a
I
puffed.
haven't tried those
It's
yet.
a
Are they
puffed,
good?
It's a puffed chip. It's all right. Ew. Fine, you could make them regular Doritos. You pick. I'm not picky when it comes to chips. There's very few that I will just be like, yeah, no, ew. Like, even salt and vinegar. I will eat salt and vinegar chips and be none the worse for the wears.
So I'm having a slight problem.
What's up?
I can't find the I can't find the rough sheet. I think you sent it to me over over Telegram now, so I'll check there instead.
They hurt your teeth personally? Oh, I feel that. Sorry they hurt your teeth, though. They taste good, though. They taste freaking fantastic.
You know what? Which one I really like? Cheez-It Snapped. Those are really good.
Those are really good as well. We got some wise comments in the,
What would
the
the name of his alternate dimension counterpart be called? Depresto? No, it would be, Actually, no, this would be a question for you to answer, but I got a pretty funny joke.
It'd be voila.
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 I was gonna put, since Presto is, like, sort of a thing that's said by magicians, I was gonna say something like Alakazam or something.
So he's...
Or Alaka.
So, believe it or not, Presto, in terms of inspirations for my character, for the name, it's actually 2. Or, well, 3, technically. So, 1, magic rabbit out of the hat. Like, presto, voila. Then we have stuff like... I could go into more on that, but there was also the whole pesto joke that I made, where I called Truman Pesto for a joke, and thought it'd be funny if the other Sono was named Presto, because it sounds kind of similar. But then to finish things off, it definitely has to do with the Rush album of the same name, along with the song. If you look on that, that is the song Presto by Rush. Has the album itself has a bunch of rabbits on the hill, and it fits. It's a song about wanting to know how to do magic to impress and delight people. And I mean, what's more delightful than a rabbit? They can be nice when they want to. Specifically Presto Bunny. So. Alright. We're stuck in the same situation as the last time we fought this boss. Where I don't want to take out that one that's moving left and right. Because then he'll spawn more. Looks like we've got another question from Fluffy Zenny. I'm gonna make another save state, so we don't have to redo any more of this.
Zenny goes, "What, you like those, Casey? That's another one I could never get to liking. Listen, I eat a lot of weird stuff. I'm talking 2 pieces of bread and ranch."
You want to tell them about the chicken I made last night?
The chicken was so good. They made what was it? You made chicken wraps with mushrooms, sweet peppers, sweet chipotle onions. What else did you put on there? Tahini?
Tahini seasoning and pepper and garlic salt, as well as then I baked the chicken, cut up the chicken, wrapped them up, pan fried them in butter, so that way then once the tortilla was wrapped, it was sealed and crispy. It was good stuff. Worth a try, easy to make at home.
It's really good.
Most of the stuff I make is just really thrown together. I like cooking. I'd love to...
Thrown together, yes, but it's high quality and really good.
Well, my mom taught me how to throw stuff together, so...
Fluffy said he goes, I'm hungry, no. Stop talking about food. I'm kind of hungry myself, not gonna lie.
I'll make something after we get done here.
Yay! The food.
Okay. We're back to where we were prior. Alright, E-Tank time, because why not? There we go. No more. Now we're on to the new content. We're back to where we left off before the whole crashing event took place. What crash, right? Sorry to make the chat hungry, but now we can get to some new trivia for the game, right? I really do like all the redrawn Game Boy sprites. They're just so cute. Very few of them stayed the same size. So we just have some lovely changes to these guys. I'm gonna slide right here.
Big Eye McGee is gone. Good, says Chronobird.
Big Eye McGee. Are you talking about one of these guys? Or the Sniper Joe? KE949, hello, welcome to the stream. Alright, so. This is where the game decides to kick me in the teeth, usually. You can read that. I can't say his name. my mouth is too dry to say it.
Maokai.
Maokai, thank you. It says, yay for more Mega Man. Thank you so much. Well, welcome. Thank you. Glad you're enjoying this. If chat would like to pick out one of these guys to... one of these capsules to fight first, I'm down to do them in any order. Casey, you want to pick the first one?
Alright, we'll go with top right.
Gotcha. Chat can pick the next one if they'd like. I do like to keep... top left is the next one we're doing. Keep those requests coming, because I'm not going to stop until we're done with all of these. Just like that. So top left, then down right. Alright, alright.
I just realized something.
What's up?
The intro cutscene to Mega Man 8, where Duo is fighting that other star droid.
Yeah.
Looks very. Sorry.
They're technically just space robots.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Well, it looks very similar to the fight between Omegasys and that other Ephemian from the anime.
That was on purpose.
Yeah, I know.
So down right, then down left. All right. And that's how you beat him with Stone Man's weapon. Down right, and then we did bottom left is next. Keep them coming. We got 4 left after that. Alright, we're gonna have to use Bright Man's weapon here. Sorry for those who asked me not to use it.
Anyways, I'm gonna continue drawing Napalm Man. Just giving my hand a rest. It was starting to cramp up.
Center right is our next one. That's all good, Casey.
I don't know how you do it.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Well, my tablet's slightly at an angle.
You know what? That's fair.
Bless you.
No, that was a laugh, but I could see where you would think that was a sneeze. But I'm still gonna thank you for that. Hello, Vinyl. They say gaming.
Alright, I'm gonna make a save state before anything else weird happens. Hello, Vinyl, by the way. Sorry for staying quiet there on your introduction, but, yeah. You have no idea what's going on. I was rewinding to hopefully get a bit cleaner fight. So far, we've had the game crash on us twice to 3 times now, and I don't want it to crash again, so... We're having a day. Mega Man 4 for Game Boy. My controllers have been throwing fits. One of them died earlier on. This has been technical difficulties to play through. Center right, bottom, middle, left. Okay. Assuming they mean this one. But yes, Spinal, we're running through this. We're running through Mega Man World 4 as a companion piece to the Ultimate Guide to Mega Man to showcase each of these games and give you guys even more facts that I actually know about the series, beyond just what that video covered. So, we're going to be covering through the entire franchise, including Battle Network, and I'm so stoked for the Legacy Collection, and Part 3 of my big video will come out when it's done. So, for those wondering. It was the best stream. Left or right, folks? It's the only 2 left. Casey, you want to pick one?
Let's see here. We'll go with left.
Okay. And we've got Brightman again. So I think I'm gonna launch a charge shot and then Toadman's weapon. I'm gonna see if that works in terms of health pattern. That worked! He used it once, but he didn't even get off a shot. Now for our final boss, which I believe is Stone Man here. When I played this originally on the 3DS, this boss right here, at this time when I was doing both recordings and the 3DS playthrough that I did casually, the final boss rush was generally where I was having the most issues. All things considered, this was still a very clean run of this game. I don't think I could have... I could have definitely asked for no crashing, but even with the crashing, I'm still content with how the playthrough so far has gone. Alright. And right before the final fight, we've got all of these weapon capsules. So, I believe next week we've got Mega Man 3 for Game Boy, Mega Man's 4 and 3 for NES in one stream, and I think 1 and 2 in a stream. Not fully confident there. And then that final week is Mega Man 1 and 2 for Game Boy, 1 and 2 for NES, Wily Wars, and then... yeah. So, and then the Legacy Collection, so that's how our week is shaping up. But here we have Wily's own take at Gamma, without any Dr. Light's help. It is a combat bot built to essentially rule the Earth with an iron fist. You gotta be careful, though, because it comes down from both sides. I believe his weakness is Ringman's weapon, however, I'm gonna do my best to not. At least not yet. We are gonna use an E-Tank, though. Let's try... Sure, let's try Stone Man's weapon here. Oh, I can hit him with 2. That's better than nothing. And it doesn't do too bad of damage either. So if the body shifts left or right, that's your telltale sign that it's going to come from either side. But once you stop the main energy core there, Wily's got reserves. Although it can't keep the arm stable. So now we've got the head. One right after another. Anytime he goes to suck us up, that is your chance to fire. After that, just dodge left and right between these. And then after that, just mash, shoot, and try to stay in that corner. The better you do at that, the less damage you're likely to take. If you don't stall him out, he does take that full running blast just to hit you. So... shooting back is your main defense here. Casey, what do you think of this machine of a Wily machine?
I think it looks really cool. I've been digging its design.
It's like a...
kinda looks like Eggman.
It's like a cybernetic Wily.
Yeah, I can see it.
And you might think all is over, but we're not gonna risk our bird getting in harm's way. And we're not gonna we're not gonna let Wily get away with this one. And he's not gonna let us stop either. In fact, he's trying to get away right now. So, equip the Ballad Cracker, and get ready to fire it up into the air. He's gonna spawn from above and do his best to destroy the platforms. He's gonna send these yellow devil balls after us, or so they look.
Boomo, boomo.
Boomo, boomo. Looks like it's just a gelatinous type goo, right? Stand off to the left, though. Move out of the way. Just try to hit him with as much Ballad Cracker as you possibly can. But because we've spent this entire game without using beat, let's call him in! And he does nothing. Like I said, he reacts more like his Mega Man 6 counterpart here. But at least you guys got to see a little bit of beat before I beat Wily. Ah. Aren't you sorry now, Doctor?
He's got something on his back.
That he does. Wily's planning ahead.
That is the goofiest thing I've ever seen him do.
And he got out via an escape pod and plans on blowing the whole ship sky high. And we're out in space, and these walls here are not going to be able to stand in our way. Of course, the knockback isn't helping Mega Man escape here, but he's pushing on through. The only problem is the outer walls are made out of met shielding, so it's really powerful. But Ballad managed to get away, and has kind of figured out that we're not really the bad guy. He thinks of us as an honorable foe. So lets him escape. Hopefully so they can fight later on. Because Ballad wants to be the one to take Mega Man down. But with the vacuum of space, you know, we're literally hurling out and pressurizing everything. Wily's ship blows up. Wily managed to get away, of course. But so did Rock. And that's that for Mega Man 4 for Game Boy. Chronobert says, round 3 fight, Spider Doc out, and then Ballad no. But yeah, that was Mega Man 4 for Game Boy. It's brutally hard. In my opinion, it's worth playing if you've mastered the NES titles. It's worth playing if you're... It's not really so much worth playing if you're a newcomer. It's not one of those ones I'd recommend for that. But if you've mastered the NES games, if you liked 11 and 10 but thought they needed a bit more challenge, if you thought 9 was a cakewalk, play the Game Boy games. Almost every time I'm going to have to say it, because... yeah. We get a lovely rendition of Mega Man 4's ending track. And yeah. I like the way this game plays out, personally. Casey, what were your thoughts on the game?
I really like it. It's a very different game from what we're normally used to, because I don't know what it is. There's just something about it that just hits different from every other game. I think it's the Buster being so powerful that it knocks Mega Man back.
I like that they show off all of the boss's stuff at the end of the fight. Cronenberg, thank you for stopping in. I hope you dropped a like and everything. I hope I can please you guys again next week when we do Mega Man's 4 and 3. Actually, I can look at my... I believe I could look at my sketch pad and tell you guys exactly what's next. Let's see here. What is on the docket? Alright, so, let's see, we just tackled 4. Next week is Mega Man 4 and 3 for NES, Mega Man 3 for Game Boy, and Mega Man 2 and 1 for Game Boy. After that, the week after will be 1 and 2 for NES, the Wily Wars, and the Battle Network Legacy Collection. After that, we'll be picking back up with Classic, with the week after being Street Fighter Cross Mega Man and Challenger from the Future. Super Adventure Rockman, which I'm going to have to get creative with for some audio purposes. Power Battles, 2 of the Power Fighters, Battle and Fighters, and Battle and Chase will all be done in one stream that week as well. Soccer and Rockboard, then Powered Up, and then New Super Luigi U for a nice reprieve. But that is what it's looking like for the next month or so for uploads for the channel and streams. So I hope you guys look forward to all of that. Hope they enjoyed today's playthrough, though. Just kind of letting the final bit run here, because I don't really have a whole lot else to say about this game. It really is just slightly harder Mega Man 5 for Game Boy. I'd say it's harder than 5 for Game Boy, especially with the DX patch for 5. This definitely shows itself to be a lot harder, with more missed inputs than anything. I think the lag really goes a long way to show that this... They mastered the Game Boy, but the Game Boy is not keeping up. Maokai says they like it and they look forward to it. Good, good. I like that they do this. I do wish that these were a bit faster. They don't need to show off every little thing about their patterns. Just my opinion. Then we have this really pretty thank you for playing screen with more new music and debris falling from the sky. Really is pretty. I really like it. Game Boy games sure are something. Of course the game stops here though, so... But that's that for me. I have been your guys' humble host, Gavin the Kitty. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you want, you can follow me on Twitter at GavinDragonYT. We're working on getting a Mastodon set up as well, so that way then you guys don't have to use Twitter's interface anymore. You can donate to the PayPal link below or on your screen. It's not required, but it is always appreciated. You can always subscribe and drop a like, though. Those are also always appreciated and help out the channel way more than you guys even realize. There will be stuff to click on once the video gets done processing. But I have been your humble host. Good night, everybody.